committee as well. If Kara is interested, or Steve, or Walter, anybody else interested, should we get Kara back in here now that we're not talking about the Transportation Review Committee anymore?
Well, are we,
Yes.
I would say I'll get her, but I would say with that situation, I don't know if it would be a problem, because will you be dealing with transportation issues in crisis planning?
Crisis planning, good point.
So,
Steve, Walter?
Can your task force not deal with that all at the same time, or would that be too?
Well, I think when you're doing the crisis planning, that whether you put the kids on the buses or whether you don't put the kids on the bus.
Walter, are you interested in that? I mean, Mr. Cruz, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Do you want it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great, okay.
I make a motion that Walter, I'm sorry, Mr. Cruz, be the second member of the crisis
Planning
task force.
committee.
I don't even know if we need a motion for it.
Right, we could probably
One
just,
second. Okay. Just read this out. I just told him to get her.
okay, great.
So,
As far as continuing the meetings with Dr. Silver and Dr. Rabinovich and the town administrator and myself, again, that's out for the consensus of the board. The board does not wish me to continue to meet with them and bring you back information from our discussions, then so be it. If the board wishes me to continue to meet with them once a month with the town administrator, I'm willing to do that. So,
I have no problem with you doing that. I would just like the information. So I have no problem.
I promise I won't wait 3 weeks to give you the information. Right, because I screwed it up the first time.
Do we need a motion, Madam Chair?
Yes.
I would make a motion that the chairman of the Board of Selectmen attend the monthly meetings with Dr. Rabinovich, town administrator, and the chairman of the school committee.
Yes. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain, just because. The other thing that we discussed at the meeting was the revolving funds, the question of the revolving funds, and we agreed that the town accountant is going to come back to us at our next meeting with those regulations on revolving funds and what's happening with the school revolving funds that we're not sure really exist, or what the regulations are for that. And I'm not sure, Mr. Andrews, if you have any further information on where Biz is on that issue. We had planned tentatively to meet again on Monday the 24th. I forgot that my daughter is graduating from nursing school on May 24th, so I've asked Mr. Andrews to notify the superintendent and the chairman of the school board that I would be unable to meet that day, even if you had all approved it. Don't ask me how I could forget my daughter is graduating from nursing school. That's really appalling. And I have apologized profusely to my daughter for that. I may be late coming to town meeting on Monday evening, because it's definitely more important. No offense to everybody out there who elected me, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I think I need to be there for her.
I second that.
So we don't have a date for our next meeting, but I suspect that it will be in early June. And I will be in touch with the Transportation Review Committee co-chair on the school committee side and find out when the first meeting will be. And I do agree with Mrs. Ekstrom that I would like to have known about a transportation consultant. It was not mentioned at the meeting that Mr. Andrews and I attended. We don't know when that person was brought on board.
And if I may, coincidentally, because as we know, the school committee has their meetings on Wednesdays and airs them on Fridays. Well, I went to watch the meeting to, hear what I missed or whatever, and they showed a meeting from 3 months ago. So even if you watch the meeting on Friday, no one is aware of this consultant that they hired from a lobbying group. So, just got some issues. And if I may also, whether you meet with them on another date, the 25th or something like that, or at the following meeting, I would like to know that with these revolving accounts, we were told, that publicly stated, that the former, I don't know what he was, coach or whatever, that had some financial issues with the town, that he supposedly reconciled that by paying approximately $30,000 back to the town. And I would like to know when that was. And also, 2 years ago, there was a discussion of the revolving fund, the transportation revolving fund, at which point, at a finance committee meeting, the superintendent mentioned that they had somewhere in the neighborhood of $70,000 and $110,000 in the revolving account for that. This is, from my understanding, what we have purchased the vans and the supervisor's vehicle out of. So I would like to also know the financial statements of that, because I'm really, I think everyone in this town deserves to know where this money is, especially when it's in these slush funds. And when people have taken money or have, made agreements to pay money back, I think that the people in this town have a right to know exactly when it was paid back and how much it was paid back. So I'd like to ask you two to please get that information. If you could ask Biz to get it at that meeting, so that everyone in town is aware of exactly, because it was all over the place when the money was taken, and I just want to ensure that it was paid back.
I have that, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. Is there any
Madam
further
Chair.
discussion on this topic?
Did you discuss the crisis team?
Yes. Yes, we have Walter and Brenda representing the Board of Selectmen on that. We had briefly discussed whether or not we might be able to include you, but we were afraid that because buses are involved, you
Oh.
might not be able to participate. No
Because
decisions,
it's usually as far as like getting the kids home or whatever.
that whole, I don't know. It's consensus anyway. We can revisit that in the future if,
I don't think it is,
anybody have second thoughts on
We
that?
can get on it.
Okay, the hour is getting late. Maybe you could be the alternate if we,
How about that?
Can you have a motion to adjourn?
wait, we have,
So I have any.
unless people would like to forego any other town business for this week, and we can pick up where we left off next week. If anybody has a hot burning topic, I wouldn't want to cut you off. Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Yes, hot burning topic?
Well, I would say, I didn't have an opportunity last week. I would just like to ask, one, Wareham Cable Television, could we please get them in to discuss their contract?
Sure.
I've been asking, if anyone wants to go online to review their contract. The contract was agreed to. We appointed board of directors. The contract was never signed. And it has that the Board of Selectmen will appoint the Board of Directors. It was never signed, and they are self-appointing themselves over there. Well, the town is giving them the money. They're living by every other portion of the contract and taking the money from the town. And so I think that we need, but they have refused to sign the contract. So either they need to sign the contract, we need to get them in here, discuss if they want to renegotiate or something, but they're renegotiating with the same group that we created. And that we need to decide that if they don't want to sign the contract, then we stop giving them the money and we hold it in escrow until they sign a contract or until we negotiate a contract. Because right now, they're operating over there, but it's without a contract. So I would like to get them on the agenda, and I know that we did get legal opinion on this. Bill Huey, I believe, is the one that wrote the legal opinion and case law on it, so we do have that, and we just never got around to it.